Aula Básico 16, Review of Prepositions, final do material 3. Hello, Tainá. Hello, Erika. Hello, Maria Eduardo. I hope everyone is fine. Are you guys okay?
Hello, teacher.
How are you? Good?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm all right. Thanks for asking. Erika, are you doing okay?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good, good. All right. So let's start our class so that we can finish the material from last week and soon start the material for this week. How about that?
Great.
Okie dokie. Let me share my screen with you. Whoops. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. So what we are going to talk, or better, what we are going to review today is the use of prepositions. Students always have a lot of problems using the right preposition, always. So here, there's a circle of prepositions where I try to include most of the prepositions, at least the common ones that you really have to understand. And let's talk about this circle. Erika, can you read the introduction for me? What is a preposition?
Okay. A preposition is a word or set of words that indicates location, in, near, beside, on top of, or some other relationship between a noun or pronoun and other parts of the sentence. About, after, besides, instead of, in accordance with. A preposition isn't a preposition unless it goes with a related noun or pronoun, called the object of the preposition.
Okay. So this is Marcia. Okay. It is important to understand that a preposition is always going to be used with a noun. So when we say in São Paulo is a noun. On a certain street is a noun. At a specific place, this place is a noun, okay? So if you look at this circle, what I told you before, and I'm repeating myself, is if you are inside of this big area, imagine this pink area you can see in front of you as a large area. It can be of space or time. So you always say that you are in, like in Brazil, in São Paulo, in Bahia, right, Antonio? This area doesn't have to be as large as Bahia. It can be, for example, in Salvador, just one city, or it can be in, like Marcia lives, Aclimação. It's just one neighborhood inside of a big city, but the preposition is the same, in. So we use in before a country in Brazil. We use in before a part of the country. In the south of Brazil, we use in before the name of a state or a province, like in British Columbia, in Malta is an island, okay, but it's also a country. In São Paulo, in Campinas, okay? And then what happens? If we limit this area to, okay, there are more people here, just a moment, okay, admit all, okay. Just a moment, there are more people coming in. If we limit this area inside of this big circle, for example, where do you live in São Paulo? I live in Jardins. Where do you live in Jardins? I live on Rua Oscar Freire. You see, on is used in American English, Canadian English before the name of a street, because this street is inside of a larger area. Understand my point? Understand what I'm saying? Okay, Eric. Okay, Antonio? Okay, Tainá?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, and if we limit this area a little bit more, like em Jardim, em São Paulo, em Jardins, on Rua Oscar Freire. But if I limited the street, Oscar Freire, to one specific location, the preposition changes to at. So when I use at, I have to give the number of the house. So I can ask, for example, Marcia, where do you live? No sound. Unmute your microphone.
Sorry. I live in São Paulo.
Where do you live in São Paulo?
On Liberdade?
No, in Liberdade.
Em Liberdade. Não,
Where-
em aclimação near Liberdade.
Ah, okay. Good. And where do you live in Aclimação?
On Rua Bueno de Andrade.
Okay.
They say
Where
pretty-
do you live? No.
680.
No. You use the preposition on, so you cannot give the number.
Okay.
That's my next question. Where do you live on this street? Then you say, I live at.
At Rua
Now
Bueno
you
de
give Rua Bueno de Andrade, and now you give the number. At.
680.
Okay, perfect. Can you ask the same questions to Antonio, please?
Antonio, where do you live?
I live in Salvador.
Now ask again. Where do you live in Salvador? You know, like I asked it you.
Where do you live in Salvador?
I live in Caminho das Árvores.
Again, where do you live in?
Where do you live in Caminho das Árvores?
Árvores.
Árvores.
I live at Rua das Avencas 53.
Yeah, he already gave the street and the number, so it was okay because the preposition is at, okay? Antonio, can you please ask the same questions to Tainá?
Tainá, where do you live?
Where do you live?
I live in Dayatuba.
Again, continue, Antonio. Where do you live?
Where do you live in Atuba?
In Dayatuba.
Indaiatuba.
In Itaici.
Okay. Now, again, continue.
Where do you live in Itaici?
In Alameda das Pirobas at 687.
Tainá, Alameda das Perobas is in or on?
Alameda das Pirobas is on. Eu falei
Okay, in, yes. On Alameda das Perobas. Or, I live at Alameda das Perobas. What's the number again?
687.
Okay, so if you give the number, the preposition is at. If you only give the name of the street, the preposition is on. If you only give the neighborhood, the preposition is in. Okay?
No understand.
Oh, I live in Indaiatuba. Okay?
Okay.
Where do you live in Indaiatuba? I live in Itaici. Okay?
Yes.
Where do you live in Itaici? On Alameda das Perobas? Yes?
Yes.
On Alameda das Perobas. Oh, okay. That's where Lima Duarte lives. Very important. Where do you live on Alameda das Perobas? Now you give me the number. Understand?
Yes.
I live at 687 Alameda das Perobas. Understand?
Yes.
Like you have a big area, then you limit the area, then you limit more, and then you limit even more. Then the preposition is at. Okay?
Okay.
Ask Eric the same questions, Tainá.
Eric, where do you live?
I live in Paraná.
Where do you live in Paraná?
I live in Telemaco Borba.
Where do you live in Telemaco Borba?
I live on Alberto Ellert Filho.
One more question, Tainá. Where do you live on?
Where do you live on the Alberto?
Blah, blah, blah.
É.
I live at 499 Alberto Ellert Filho.
Okay, understand this, Eric?
Yes.
Very good. Eric, can you ask the same questions to Dirce, please?
Yes. This, do you live, where do you live? Where do you live? Dirce?
Dirce? Okay. Are you listening to us, Dirce? Is it possible for you to answer the question? Dirce? Maybe she's not listening or it's not possible to answer the question. Ask Regina. Regina, are you there? Are you listening to us? Regina? Everybody's quiet. Jesus.
Hi, teacher. I'm in cellular because my notebook is broken.
Ah, okay. No problem. Can you answer the questions, please?
Yes.
Okay, Eric, ask Regina then.
Regina, where do you live?
I live in Florianópolis.
Where do you live in Florianópolis?
I live in Beira-Mar.
Where do you live in Beira-Mar?
I live on Avenida Rubens de Arruda Ramos Avenue.
Okay.
Where do you live on Avenida blah blah blah?
Okay, that's good enough.
I live at 2212.
Very good. Understand the differences, Regina? In,
Yes.
on, at. Okay?
Yes.
When we change, the more precise we get, that's the case of using at. If I ask you like, where do you study? I study in a public university. Which one? I study at USP. Okay?
Okay.
In a public, at USP, at Unicamp. Okay? Dirce, are you listening to us? Can you participate or it's not possible? Yeah, I don't think it's possible. Okay, let's continue. Okay. Pay attention here, please. There are a lot of other prepositions that we need to talk about. If you look at this circle, you have there in, inside, within, okay? And then you have into and out of. Into and out of are prepositions which involve movement. You must have the movement. For example, Marcia likes swimming, right, Marcia?
Right.
So let's suppose that Marcia is in a pool. I am not in the pool. I am outside the pool. Then I ask Marcia, how is the water? Is it cold or is good? Ah, the water is very good. And then I jump. I jump into the pool. Can you see? Into, because I have the movement of jumping into. Or you are walking on the street, I'm driving, I see you, I stop the car and I say, hi, you want to ride? Oh, yes, please. Then I say, get into. So you get into the car. all right? So it's a mix of in plus to, into, all right? Always with the movement. Without movement, I don't use into. And out of is the opposite. I jumped into the pool, but in my opinion, the water was very cold. So what did I do? I got out of the pool very fast, okay?
Okay.
Now, preposition to always shows your destination. Like, where are you going? I'm going to São Paulo. I'm going to Floripa. I'm going to Salvador. Okay? And from always shows the origin. Where are you from? I'm from Brazil. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from Campinas. I'm from Thailand. I'm from Japan. I don't know. Okay? It's always your origin. Where are you from? Then we have the preposition toward. Observe the use of toward. Toward is not when you are going to. You're going in the direction of, but not necessarily to. Understand? For example, Eric, is there any city, big city near Telêmaco Borba?
Yes, Ponta Grossa or Londrina or Curitiba.
Okay, let's say Londrina, all right? Let's suppose I am on the road hitchhiking, okay? Trying to get a ride, okay?
Yes.
And then I'm there, just hitchhiking, a car stops. I wanna go to visit Eric in Telêmaco Borba. But imagine, the guy asks me, where are you going? I'm going to Telêmaco Borba. What? You see, it's kind of strange. So I would probably say, well, I'm going towards Londrina. Can you give me a ride? Oh, yes, I'm going to Londrina. You see, the guy's going to Londrina. I'm not going to Londrina. I'm going towards Londrina because after that, I want to go to Telêmaco. Understand the difference? So toward always gives the idea that you are going in the direction of a place, but not necessarily to the place. Okay? And the opposite would be away from. Okay? Like, I remember that not today, okay, Antonio? About 30 years ago, I went to visit Salvador. A long time ago. And at the hotel, they told me, sir, stay away from the Pelourinho at night. It's very dangerous. And I was, really? Yes, stay away from. That means don't go towards the Pelourinho. 30 years ago. Today, I don't know. Is it dangerous today, Antonio, or not dangerous?
Not dangerous. It's
Yes.
safe.
Yes, but 30 years ago, it was very dangerous, okay? And I remember at the hotel, they told me, don't go towards the Pelourinho. Stay away from the Pelourinho at night, okay? It's very dangerous. I said, okay. Then we have the prepositions, over and above, and the equivalents under and below. Many people confuse, but it's very easy to understand. The idea is very similar, but when I say over and under, it has to be in the same direction of my reference, okay? For example, in my hands, I have a bottle of water, okay? And here I have the computer. So the bottle of water is over the computer. It's in the same direction. Over the computer. It's not on the computer. I'm not crazy. It's over the computer. Now, if I put it under the table, can you listen to the noise? The bottle of water is under the table, under the computer, because it is exactly in the same direction of the computer. Okay? But when I say above and below, it's the same of under and over, but it doesn't have to be in the same direction. For example, the bottle of water is here. Here, it's not over, the computer, but it's above the computer. And if I put it here, it's not under the computer, it's below the computer. That's why in that classical music written by John Lennon, okay? John Lennon said, oh, let me see if I can write here. Remember the music Imagine by John Lennon?
Yes.
Yes.
John Lennon used to say, imagine
Now the people.
living today, but there's one part that says, no hell below us, above us, only sky. You see, let me explain exactly what was the intention of John Lennon when he wrote this song. John Lennon, for some reason, I think because of this, I don't even know if he wrote this song or not, but he used to say, no hell below us. Hell is where the bad people go after they die. At least that's what they say at church. I don't know if it's true or not true. I have not died yet, so I don't know. Okay, but the hell is the bad place for the bad people. And the hell is what? Where? It's below us, somewhere. Okay? And above us, John Lennon only wanted the sky. Because in English, in Portuguese, the translation is perfect. But in English, you have two words. You have sky and you have heaven. Heaven is the spiritual sky, you know, where the good boys and good girls go. They go to heaven. But John Lennon didn't want hell below us and above us, only sky. So his intention was to say, come on, forget about this. No war, no hell, no, only sky, no heaven, understand? But I remember many times in campaigns, especially by churches, they use this. In Portuguese, it makes sense to say, e acima de nós, somente o céu. Okay, but I remember even that famous journalist from Globo made a campaign, somente o céu. But the sky is not heaven, it's completely different in English, okay? All right?
All right.
All right.
Okay, so I have an example for each preposition here. Marcia, can you read in, please?
In relation
Relation to
relation
place.
to place, Latin American, Brazil, the south of Brazil, Campinas, Jardim Santa Genebra, in Europe, the USA, prison, China, and so on.
Okay, okay. China and so on. So on means etc., etc., etc. Okay? This large area can also be in relation to time, not only place. So Erica, can you read the next one?
Yes. In 1978, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, in the winter, the spring, the summer, the fall, the morning, the afternoon, the evening.
Okay? Before all these expressions, we use in. All right? Now, we have here examples with the preposition, you see, on. When we yes?
I forgot. The fall.
In a year, there are 4 seasons. Not in Salvador. In Salvador, you have only 2 seasons. One hot, one very hot, and one hot. Okay? All right?
Yes.
Yes. But in other places, there are 4 seasons. Winter, when it's very cold.
Yes.
Spring, when you have many flowers. Okay? Summer, when it's very hot, like here now in Europe, it's summertime. It's very hot every day. And after the summer, you have fall. Some people don't use fall, they use autumn.
Okay.
Autumn is the same. Okay?
Thank you.
Autumn. Okay, I think it's like this. It's not common. Nobody uses no. It's not like this. It's, yes, like this. Okay? You see, it's too complicated to say in the autumn. They prefer to say in the fall. Because what happens to the trees in the autumn? The leaves of the trees, they fall. Understand? That's why they call it the fall. All right, Anton?
All right.
Antonio, can you read the preposition on, please?
On relation to place. Avenue José Rocha Bonfim, Fifth Avenue, Champs-Élysées, a farm, and island, the first floor, the third floor, and the so on.
Okay. You see, island, farm are exceptions. Okay? You can say, but teacher, it's not in Malta. Malta is a country, but it's an island. Understand? So if you say on the Maltese island, especially if you use the word island, you can say on. Like, where are you? I am in Fernando de Noronha. Is it correct? Acceptable. But if you say on Fernando de Noronha island, you should say on. Usually when it's a small, it's always on. She lives on an island, okay? A farm is also on. You can say, but my farm is very big, teacher. No problem. You say on a farm, okay? We use before avenues, big avenues, small avenues, streets. It's not important. You see, Champs-Élysées in Paris is a big avenue, but we say on. And also in a building, we say on the first floor, on the second floor, on the third floor, on the fourth floor, okay? We also use the preposition on to refer to dates. I say like on July 22nd. Observe that I don't use cardinal numbers to give the date. I only use ordinal numbers. On July 22nd, on December 25th, on Christmas Day, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, and on Easter Day, okay? Now, if I limited this area to one specific point, as I told you, we'll change to at. Diana, can you read examples with at, please?
Yes. At Avenue José Rocha Bonfim, 214.
You
Observe
can
that
say number by number, no problem. Or 214 or 214, okay?
214. Observe that by adding the number of the building, we change the preposition from on to at.
Okay.
Since now it is a specific place on a certain street. 376.
Fifth Avenue.
Avenue. 3456. Champs-Élysées.
Élysée, okay.
Élysée.
All right. You see, at, as I told you, is always specific. So if I ask you, what time is your English class? At 5 o'clock. Okay? At 5 o'clock, at 5:10, at 5:30 is one specific time. We always say at lunchtime. Okay? We say on Christmas Day, but we say at Christmas. We say on Easter Day, but we say at Easter. We say in the morning, the afternoon, in the evening, but we say at night. At the top of the building, at the beginning of the morning, at the end of the movie, because it's one specific part of the morning, one specific part of the movie, understand? Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Still, if we are moving to a certain place or area, we have this place as our destination. So we use the preposition to. We say to São Paulo, to Brazil, to school. Where is Mary? She went to school. Where is Marcola? He went to prison. Okay? Where is Bruno? He went to Jardim Santa Ginebra. Okay? Who went to the moon first? The Americans or the Russians? Okay? The Americans, right? You can also say that they sent a space probe to Mars. Mars is another planet, okay? If we are coming from a certain place, that place is our point of departure, we use the preposition from, like from Brazil, from the USA, from Europe, from Italy, okay? And so on. And it's also very common to say from to. Like our class is from 5 to 6. Or I'm going from Turin to Milan, okay? So you have the point of departure, the point of destination, from Turin to Milan, okay?
Okay.
Now, observe the next one. If we are crossing this large area, always remember the pink circle, that's our large area. If we are crossing this large area from one side to another, but we are inside of the area, we are not going outside of the pink area, okay? Without crossing the borders, we use the preposition across. For example, if Marcia lives in, let's suppose, Santana, just an example, and I live, I don't know, what's in it? The opposite of
Aclimação.
Santana's aclimação. Jabaquara, thank you. So, I live across you. That means on the other side of the city, but that's inside of São Paulo. Okay? This preposition is interesting because Brazilians always confuse across with in front of. In front of is when there is nothing in between. Like if you're sitting at a restaurant with your date, okay, with your husband, with your wife, I don't know. Usually, do you sit across from her or do you sit beside her or him? Understand? Beside. You sit beside, Regina?
No? Yes.
I sit
No.
across from. I always sit across from. You sit beside. You're still romantic, okay? Yes. Yes, I sit across from because I like to look at the face when I talk. Understand? And if I sit beside, I have to turn my head all the time. So I always sit across from my wife, okay? So if it's on the other side of the street, if it's on the other side of the table, if it's on the other side of the square, it's not in front of, it's across from, okay? So we say across the city, across the river, across the street, okay? Now, if we are moving in the direction of a certain place or area or even time, but not to this place or area or time, we use toward. You can say teacher, but you wrote toward and here's towards. It's the same. It's American English, British English. Understand? In British English, they say towards. American English, they say toward. But it's the same preposition, the same meaning. Okay? All right?
All right.
Now, you can still teacher. I have a question. You don't have questions? I have. You wrote here beside, but I have seen besides. Okay. Both are prepositions, but they are completely different. It's not the case of toward and towards. This is exactly the same. Oh, the same. American English, British English. Beside is next to. Besides with the S is a preposition but means in addition to. For example, what would you like, sir? I would like a gelato, an ice cream. Okay, what flavor? Chocolate and vanilla. Oh, and I would like a bottle of water besides the ice cream. That means in addition to, okay? So beside without the S means next to. Besides with the S means in addition to, okay? All right, so these are different. This is the same. Same meaning. Okay? Any question about this or no? Okie dokie. So, towards. Okay, so towards Londrina. Okay, because towards any area. Okay, like I'm just around. Yes, the next preposition is around. Around always gives the idea that you are circulating an area. If you are on foot and I ask you, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm just walking around. Okay? When I walked around Salvador, I was not afraid of any problem. Okay? I was very, very relaxed. But the people at the hotel told me, don't go to the Pelourinho at night. Stay away from there. But I was okay. If you are driving, but not going to a place, you can say, I'm just driving around. See, I'm not doing anything. I'm just walking around. But it's not necessary because the idea is always a certain place, a certain city, okay? Any question here? I told you about into, when you have the movement. If we are moving, we are jumping or going, we say into. He jumped into the pool, he got into the car, they were taken into the room. The opposite is out of. He got out of the pool very fast because the water was cold. He got out of the car and started running. They were taken out of the room. Ah, mosquitoes. Summertime. The mosquitoes are terrible. Okay?
Mosquitoes.
Yes. Zanzana. Okay?
Zanzana.
And you know what the problem is? The mosquitoes here, I hate them. They don't make any noise. You know, like in Brazil, they come. So you know they are approaching. You are careful. Here, no. This morning I was giving a class and a mosquito bit me here in the forehead. It was too late. It had already bitten me. Okay, so they don't make any sound. They just come. Oh, if you see here, there is another bite here. Oh, imagine near my nose. I didn't see the mosquito. Okay, at least in Brazil they announce. Okay, they make a public announcement. Here, no, they just come and bite. Okay. Now, what is the difference between into and onto? It's the same idea, but we need to have a movement. Oh, there is an example here. Regina, can you read for me, please? To get to the bank.
To get to get to the bank, just turn onto 4th Street and the bank in your left hand side.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry, Regina. There was a mistake here. The bank is on your left hand side. Okay.
The bank is
on your
left hand side.
That's how they say it in English, okay? It's on your left hand side, it's on your right hand side, okay? But you turn onto a street, not into. In Brazil, sometimes it's possible because there are big holes, and then you are driving and the car falls into the hole. That's possible. I have seen this in Brazil. But usually you turn onto a street, not into a street, okay? What's the other example,
Okay.
Regina? The robber got
The
away
the robber jumped onto
the
the
counter.
counter and said it was an assault.
Okay, we see this in movies. Sometimes they jump
Yes.
onto the counter and they everybody gets down or kill you. Okay. What's the other example?
Yeah.
Finished.
If you
That's it.
were if you
are
were
walking,
walking, driving, moving, or going from a certain place, use our from. It's another.
yes, it's another one. No
Our
problem.
from.
You see, please
Yes.
get away from me. You know, when somebody's disturbing you, you say, please get away from me. Okay?
Away from me.
Yeah, the robber got away from the bank easily. Okay? And the other one, after eating, they simply walked away from their friend's house. Okay? Now, Eric, can you read this next part? If we are crossing this large area,
Yes. If we are crossing this large area from one side to another, but at this time, we are even crossing the borders of if. We use the preposition
through.
Both true and truth communicate the same meaning, but one is widely favored over the other.
Favored over the other.
Favored. True is a non-standard spelling and should generally be avoided. True is the preferred spelling and is the correct choice for all formal writing.
Okay, all form, yeah, of writing. Okay. I think everyone here has seen at McDonald's, they have drive-through, okay?
Okay.
There are many places where you have drive-through, and they write it like this, T-H-R-U. This is acceptable, but it's not the correct form. The correct form is through, T-H-R-O-U-G-H. But it's very long, so they abbreviate through. But if you're doing a test, for example, it's not acceptable, okay? The correct is through. There's an example. Driving through São Paulo is not easy. Many times I went to Guarujá, from Campinas to Guarujá, and it was necessary to drive through São Paulo because it was necessary to enter in São Paulo, cut São Paulo all the way from one side to the other, and leave São Paulo on the other side. So this is through. Across is when you stay inside of the city. Through is you cross the borders. Understand? Yes or no? Understand the difference between across and through?
Yes.
Yes.
The restaurant is closed, but the drive-through is open. In restaurants, they always say drive-through, okay? Now, there are some important rules here. Regina, no, let me see who else is. Dirce, are you listening to me? Can you participate of the class? Me, are you listening? Can you read a part for me?
Yes.
Number one, rule number one, a preposition generally.
Preposition generally, but not always, goes before its noun or pronoun. One of the eternal myths of English grammar is that you may not end a sentence with a preposition. But look at the first example that follows. No one should feel compelled to say. or even write, that is something with which I cannot agree. Remember not to use a preposition if you can already understand the meaning of the sentence without it.
Okay, let me explain this in a nutshell. Many people say, it's not possible to end a sentence with a preposition. This is not necessarily true. Sometimes I ask my wife, because she is like on the telephone for more than an hour. I ask her, who were you talking to? Who were you talking to? I was talking to my sister. Okay. Because you were on the phone for over an hour. So in this case, it's acceptable. But when I ask you, where are you going? Is it necessary to say, where are you going to? No, because going is always go to. So this is not necessary. When it's not necessary, you don't need the preposition at the end. So I wrote some examples for you where it's correct and where it's not necessary. That is something I cannot agree with. That is something I cannot agree with. Where did you get this? Okay, you see, it's not necessarily a preposition here. Where did you get this at? No, where did you get this? I don't need a preposition. So, where did you get this at? It's not necessary. How many of you can I depend on? Because I always depend on someone, so it's correct. Where did he go? That's correct. Where did he go to? It's not necessary, because you always go to. Understand this or no?
Yes.
Okay, there is a preposition like, but many people confuse with the verb to like.
Yes.
Like as a preposition means similar to. Okay? So be careful not to confuse. I think it's very easy to remember Madonna because she used to sing like a virgin.
Yes.
She was not saying that she likes virgin. The song was, You Make Me Feel Like a Virgin, touched for the very first time. So she felt like a virgin. But Madonna, I'm not sure. I am 100% positive that she's not a virgin anymore, okay? Maybe 1,000,000%. Okay, so don't confuse this. When I say you look like, that means, are you similar to? Many times people ask, do you look like your mother or your father? Okay, that means, do you have the same appearance? That is, you look similar to her, not you like her, okay? All right, there are a few other details, but we have no more time. We have to stop here, our class has already finished. Tomorrow we'll just finish this and we'll complete this part. We only have more this part, and then you have the homework to do, a lot of homework. And then there is a reading here, but the reading I'm going to explain, and we are going to do it in class. I will do the reading tomorrow, okay? Why am I so tired? I don't know. Bye-bye. Okay, we'll stop here. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye, teacher.
Bye.
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 Yeah. Bye-bye, Anton.
Bye.
See you later, alligator.
É, não sei o que, cake.
After a while, crocodile.
Crocodile.
Yeah, after a while, crocodile.
Crocodile.
Bye-bye, guys. See you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow.
Bye.